Hello, everybody. My name is Tim Lewis, and my wife Jessica and I have been pastoring a church here in Utah since the spring of 2000. And although my memory is getting fuzzy and isn't what it used to be, I do know this, that I have known Logan since both of us had a full head of hair, and none of it was as gray as it is now. And so we go back quite a ways. If I remember right, when I first met Logan, I think he was still in high school. And we were new to Utah. We had only been here a couple years and we're struggling to start a church. And I've often joked, I was a young pastor. I probably had no business starting a church, but somebody approved us and let us go. And I've joked all the time, one day I'm going to write a book on how not to start a church. I don't know anything about the right way to do it, but I can tell you all the ways not to do it. But we were young and had a lot of zeal and a lot of faith and not a lot of know-how. And we were struggling and banging around and doing our best to serve Jesus here in Ogden the best way we knew how. And I don't remember exactly how, but somehow Logan got a hold of us, and God had already placed a burden on his heart for Utah even then, and he came out and stayed several days with us. And either coming out of high school or just going into college, just started college, but he was young, but he had a very clear vision then and a very clear burden for Utah even then, and knew that this was where he was going to end up eventually. And that burden never left, and through college, and we stayed in touch, and they visited several times, and that God grew that burden they had for Utah. And of course he and Grayson eventually moved here, and it blows my mind that it has been 15 years already that they have been here. And I just go, where does time go? And we live 90 miles apart, but life does its thing, and time and distance does its thing. And we don't get to see you guys as much as we like, but I hope you both know how proud we are of you and are honored to have had even a small role in the work God has done in your heart, in your being in Utah. And proud of 15 years of ministry and the work that you've done for the kingdom in a place that is very, very difficult to do so. And speaking from experience, can be very discouraging to do so. And so Logan and Grayson, thank you for your faithfulness to God's call in your life. Thank you for your faithfulness in serving the kingdom. And thank you for the sacrifices that you have made in order to be here. And I know if you're like me, you feel like this is home now. And it probably doesn't feel like a sacrifice, but I know it hasn't always been easy. And thank you for your determination and sticking in there. And we love you guys, and we look forward to seeing what the next 15 years has in store.